Alright, chat. This may or may not go on YouTube. This probably will be on YouTube. So, for the people that will watch on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. I'd appreciate it. In chat, who are here on stream, you guys should go watch YouTube videos as well. Nickinetics on YouTube. Easy. Poggers. Alright. Patch notes. The new episode 3. Episode 3 of... I just hit my mic. Episode 3 of Valorant has finally released. After a long wait, we have it in front of us. So, with that comes patch 3.0. And Valorant did a ginormous rework of literally everything. Economy changes, running gun changes, all Asian ability changes, reworks, etc. All of it. They rehauled everything. I personally think it's for the better. A lot of people do as well. So we'll jump right into it and we'll check it out. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, stuff like that. That'd be pretty awesome. Alright, let's get into it. No one cares about that. Cool. Alright, agent updates. All agents' signature abilities now only provide a minimum of 1 charge per round instead of accumulating a charge every round. So, for instance, Omen is the easiest description for me to explain. They give one here, but it's pretty vague. Omen now, instead of having your 2 smokes at the beginning of every round, if you use one of those smokes, you have 1 at the start of the next round. If you use both those smokes, you still only have 1 at the start of the next round. You need to pay for the other one. So Omen's like the clearest instance of this signature ability change, where his smokes, you'll always start with 1 per round now instead of 2, and the other one you have to buy. But always the 1 to start. Astra. Astra, Nova Pulse, which is her Q ability. It's the concussive one, I think. Cooldown time increased. Same with her gravity well. Overall, pretty good because there's something that was getting spammed a little too much. It was something that was being used too often. So it's just slowed down her pacing a little bit, which is good. Astral Form. Stars are not inactive when placed during the buy phase. I don't think that really matters. But yeah, her stars charge for 1.4 seconds before becoming active and unusable. So when the wall barriers drop for the map for the round start, she has 1.4 seconds before they come back online or before they're able to be used. That's pretty good. I mean, is that gonna ever really get used? Probably not, unless you have like a jet dash in or a raise double satchel in. It's the only thing I can think of that could abuse that. But the rest of the team is caught behind it, so I don't really see a point. She can see the spike now in astral form. That's cool. Again, recall cooldown increased. She always starts at 1 now instead of 2 stars. And the cost went down actually 150 to balance it out. Pretty good. Breach got a lot of reworks done. His total charges for his flash is now 2. Amazing. Much better. But his cost for each one is 250, so they went up. Honestly, good because they're really powerful. Projectile speed decreased, so they're a little slower. Not a big deal. This change actually allows him to get his gun out and such faster. Like, he'll have more time to get his gun out and get back and get into the fight. So, actually pretty good for Breach. And makes him a little less oppressive, but still more strategic and maneuverable and self-playable. Fault line. Charge time decreased, so a little bit faster. The width is wider, actually really good for him. Telegraph wind-up time decreased. Concussion duration increased. Unique time after firing decreased. Or unequipped time, sorry, after firing decreased. That's what I was talking about before. And cooldown time increased. Overall, these aren't that bad of changes. Honestly, they're pretty good. This is a really good change. I mean, a lot of this stuff honestly is really good. They pretty much made him a little bit more faster paced, but also so he could play off himself a little better. The Aftershock got a lot of changes as well, and Rolling Thunder. 3 times now it blasts, 60 damage each, no fall off, and they're pretty like in succession. There's a radius to it as well, so it's a little wider. Equip time again decreased, and the cost increased. Rolling Thunder is pretty much just wider, and it's a uniform square now instead of spreading out like a triangle almost. Brim, just the incendiary went up to 50. Just a nerf, unfortunate for Brim. Neural Theft is now 6 ult orbs instead of 7. Fine. It's an info gathering one. Doesn't really change doesn't really change the play very much, so it's fine. Jet. Updraft increased. She can no longer break through Cypher's trips when she dashes. And her cloud bursts are now 200 each. Alt orbs, all 0.7. So overall, again, they're just increasing the cost of things, trying to make util spam less. But also gives Cypher, honestly, more stopping power, which is fine, because Cypher is kind of getting run over a little bit. Killjoy. These Killjoy changes really, they're just increases in the cooldown after pickups of her alarm bot and turret. It makes it so she can't just pick it up, drop it again so quickly. Makes her use them a little more strategically. I think it's fine. Maybe I'll get reworked, who knows. Omen, Paranoia went down, which is good, makes it more viable. Paranoia was getting too expensive and honestly not worth it sometimes. And again, so I'm talking about Dark Cover with the smokes. You have 1 to start with, the other one's 100 to 150. Yeah, 100 to buy. Shrouded Step is 150. Also, the Dark Cover has a cooldown time, went up by 5 seconds. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. You get smokes a little less. But you always start at 1 instead of 2. Not that bad. Honestly, it doesn't really change Omen up very much. Astra kind of got a nerf, so Omen probably comes back into play a little bit more. I think it's just a fair change. I wouldn't say anything bad about it, honestly, at all. Phoenix, the curveball increased in price. Again, not a big deal. Valorant's really just trying to make util less spammable and more important and strategically used. And so that it doesn't come up every round. So the same util isn't being used every round pretty much. Which is fun. I like it actually. Ray's got some changes. Honestly, good ones. The Boombot is now 400, which is great because it gives you honestly as much information as a Sova drone does almost. And it does damage, and it's really not fun to play against sometimes. It'll be annoying. It'll just your teammates won't shoot it, and then sometimes you get hit. Also, the showstopper is now 8 ult orbs, which is totally fine. That thing could get 2 kills easily, and it just takes up a lot of space. You open up a lot of space with it, so perfectly fine. Reyna, the Lear cost increased again. It's just like they're just trying to increase the price of things. No problem. Sage, her slow orb cost doubled. It's 200. Kind of sucks because her kit's overall you can see is very expensive. The barrier orb also went up, so the wall went up to 400, and she has 8 ult points now for her res. Again, it's just to make them less spammy, so you don't have slow orbs every round, so you don't have a wall every round. It makes you think more strategically about how you buy, how you use. Not bad. It's a nerf, but I wouldn't say it takes her out of play. I don't think it changed. I wouldn't say it changes the meta or anything like that. But we'll see come VCT. Sky kind of got a buff, in all honesty. The Trailblazer, which is her dog, has increased vision, which is fine. Honestly, it was kind of short. Has a longer custom duration, and it costs a little more, which is fine because it's a pretty good info gathering tool. Her E, which is her guiding light, that's her birds, her flashes. She gets 2 now. They recharge on a 40-second cooldown. And she no longer needs to re-equip to trigger her flash. So she could take her gun out. She could throw the flash, take her gun out, and then pop at any point. Yes, she will lose directional ability, I believe, with it. But still, it's really good. It's good for actually, it's good because it creates a fake or not situation with the flash, like a fake or real, and you have to consider that she has her gun out now, and it's up to 250 now. Sova got some unfortunate changes, but again, it's about increasing the cost of things overall. Shock dart's 150. His recon bolt is a 40-second cooldown. That I played earlier, not really a big difference in the 40-second cooldown. I'm still getting it just as much in a round. Not a big deal. Shock darts, not too much of a big deal. Bullet, I'll show you guys on pistols with the owl drone increase. Pretty much on pistol round, you're not gonna buy an owl drone because then you just buy classic owl drone armor. Not really worth it. Probably better off just buying a ghost, 2 shocks, and no armor. That's just my take. Or a frenzy, same kind of situation. And then Hunter Fury is 8 now. We're almost at the end. Yeah, Viper, snake bite duration reduced, so you'd be a little more timely with it, with post plant stuff like that. Although the outer edge does form faster, which means damage is distributed quicker and evenly, and the cost went up. Kind of try to deter the post plant util with their Yoru is just again increasing that cost with everything. So 200, 250 for his blind side, and then gate crash is on cooldown to 40, like most things are. Weapons, sum it all up. Running gun has pretty much been dismantled a little bit more. You pretty much want to stop, pop, and shoot like in most games, like in Battlefield, like in CS:GO. Honestly, it's gotten a lot closer with CS:GO, feels like. The SMGs you can still run and gun a little bit with, more at close range. The rifles it's kind of been obliterated, hopefully. And they did some work with the frenzies and all that as well, like the pistols. But yeah, the big changes are here with the frenzy being 450 now. The ghost is again the accuracy change, Sarge's accuracy change. Judge is 1850. Thank God it was too busted. Hopefully this reduces how much it's in play. And it changed some damage fall off things. Honestly, it doesn't change much. The problem is close range and the fire rate and how much damage it puts out. The Bulldog actually had a hip fire rate increase, which is great. It was a little too slow, especially for a gun like itself, which doesn't do great in a lot of scenarios. And its price got decreased a little bit. Hopefully, makes it more viable for like your awkward buy rounds. The Shorty went down in price. The Stinger went down in price. This should hopefully make it a little more viable against the Spectre for your bonus or just for a half buy, stuff like that. Same with the Bucky went down. Marshall went down, which is honestly questionable because the Marshall's super strong already in the right hands. The Ares went down, which is fine. It doesn't really get much play. And the Op went down to 4700, which I was kind of surprised by. But you might have to deal with some more Ops in play now. With all the util costs going up, you'd think maybe we won't see the Op so much. But it kind of equals out to where it was before, honestly, with the kits going up in certain dollar amounts. Probably see the Op just as much as before, if not maybe a little more, I'm not sure. And the Guardian. Probably see a little more as well. It's a good gun. It deserves to be played more, but it just doesn't get dwarfed by it used to get dwarfed by the Vandal and Phantom, being only a $450 difference or $500 difference. Yeah, so pretty good. Competitive updates aren't that important. There are some performance updates. There are some updates with the assist and the kill feed. Now you can see assist in the kill feed, and the kill feed has a certain highlight around it, and stuff like that. Certain abilities look through. Pretty good. Pretty cool overall. Not bad. That's it. That's honestly that's all there really is for the patch notes. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know honestly what your takes are on the patch notes as well. I'm curious. Overall, I think it's a really good plus. I think this is what Valorant needed. Defeat run and gun. Make util a little more expensive, a little more strategic, and less spammy because it happens too much. But yeah, pretty cool stuff.